All right, we're going to cut away from Governor Andy Beshear because we have a lot of news to bring to you tonight. So we're going to start our abbreviated 6 o'clock newscast. The largest one-day total of new cases of COVID-19 in the Bluegrass. That is the headline tonight. Governor Andy Beshear confirmed 147 new cases. The new total sits at 1,149. 7 more Kentuckians have died, bringing that total to 65. Now, the governor did announce some cases in eastern Kentucky. We have confirmed the one out of Letcher County the governor mentioned is the same one we reported on Friday. Now, we're working to learn more on the other cases that were announced. Here is our county tracker. We have mapped out the counties with confirmed cases in red. There are now roughly 90 who have at least one case, and you will notice Jackson County is now red on our map. Moments ago, the judge executive there announced they have 3 cases. Again, that's in Jackson County. He says the health department will release more in the coming days. We talk a lot about the numbers, but rarely have we told you about the people impacted. Today, we talked to one woman whose husband, a former speech pathologist from the Big Sandy, spent days in a medically induced coma. She also tested positive. WYMT's Madison program has more on their journey to recovery.
A very scary couple weeks for Geneva Coleman and her husband Mike.
I'm grateful to be home, grateful to be alive.
They were fighting the virus at home until Mike just couldn't anymore.
I have an O2 sensor, and when I put the O2 sensor on his finger and he was struggling and I could not get it to come up, anywhere near where we needed it to be, we realized he's in trouble.
Little did they know what would await them on the other side of that ambulance ride.
Even though I'd read everything this thing could do, I was still naive and not ready for the reality of how sick he was.
Leading to a 12-day ICU battle.
And I had to kiss him and say, I love you, I'll see you on the other side of this, not knowing if I would.
She sat by her husband's side, watching him receive a feeding tube, 2 intubations, and as he was put into a medically induced coma.
Suddenly it got very lonely in the room because he was just under, and you could hear beep, beep, beep.
As a 67-year-old post-stroke with several pre-existing conditions like asthma and diabetes, fortunately, he beat the odds.
Like he says, if you look at the statistics, I should not be here.
With the help of what they call an incredible medical staff.
Let me tell you, those ICU nurses, I cannot say enough about them. They gear up, they come in, they do what they have to do.
But most importantly, their faith.
We give God the glory for this.
With an important message for others.
Have hope. Look at me. I did come through this with God's grace, but don't take this lightly. Don't play around.
Thankful to live and see another day. Madison program, WYMT Mountain News.
Geneva and Mike say they are so thankful for all the prayers they received and the great medical treatment throughout this long process. They now live in Lexington. Both received the news yesterday. They are officially considered recovered. Appalachian Regional Healthcare is modifying their visitation restrictions again. No regular visitation will continue. However, there are some exceptions. 2 people will be allowed to visit patients at the end of life. 1 person can be with a mother for labor and delivery. 1 adult is permitted to stay with a pediatric patient. In all cases, the visitor will be asked to take their temperature. Anyone with a fever of 100 or greater will be asked to leave. Cumberland Falls State Resort Park is still open, but the people running the park want to make sure visitors do not do anything to spread COVID-19. The park is open from 7 in the morning till 7 at night. Officials ask people who have symptoms not to visit. They also note there might not be full access to water fountains and restrooms. They are also asking people to avoid being in crowds and stay 6 feet away from others. While students across the region look for ways to fill time during this pandemic, one student in Floyd County is using his time to help shield people from the virus. WYMT's Buddy Forbes sat down with 8th grader Mason Buck, who is printing up a plan for protection.
What started as a fascination soon became a passion.
It was weird. I think I fell into this craze on like YouTube or something where I'd watch these engineering videos and making this all kinds of cool stuff, and I said, I want a 3D printer.
But sculptures of Baby Yoda are not the most impressive creation from 8th grader Mason Buck's workshop.
I had a lot of ideas for 3D printing, but I figured the community at this point really needs some protection.
He is now using his printer to battle the pandemic.
Kind of a crazy idea, but
Printing and manufacturing flexible face shields to donate to local healthcare workers.
our healthcare workers are the only ones that are really here to protect us at a time like this. And these rural areas are really in need the most.
He saw the need through his mother's eyes as she heads to work on the front lines of the medical field every day. And since he knew he had the knowledge and materials, all that was left was to
Do it. That's what I say.
an attitude he cultivated from his family and the educators at Duff Allen Central.
They really encourage me. So I figured if enough people encourage you around you, just do it, because they'll probably end up supporting you. And if not, do it anyways.
And he plans to keep printing.
The more stuff I can do, the better. So just helping out is what I can do.
As long as there is a need. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Mason says he plans to donate the shields to ARH in McDowell, where his mother works as a nurse practitioner.
And strong to severe storms will move into the mountains tomorrow night. We'll talk about the timing and impacts coming up.
But first, a Kentucky nurse prepares to help in the response to the coronavirus pandemic while she's packing up and heading to New York.